russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Then we had Cody's promo, you know, come and get some. Like, my God, bro. Like, okay, we can't have the other two guys come on, but then we have Cody, you know, on SmackDown and on Raw, pretty much cutting like the same freaking exact promos, man. I don't know how you are telling a story going to WrestleMania bin without the players involved. To me, it's freaking ridiculous. It sucks. It's telling me that, you know, two of your top guys, Rock and Cena, have more important things to do than to be on your own show.
Well, I'm sure you've heard dirt sheet reports and, you know, Russo brand members saying that this was Nick Khan and The Rock calling an audible and to turn Cena heel. They were just going to let him finish out his career babyface the whole way. So now Triple H's guy, that's the Netflix Iceman, is, if this is true, if any of this is true, is beholden to The Rock, who's been his friend since they were like 8 years old, right? So that's where the true allegiances lie. So now Triple H can't truly trust Khan, and they just wrote that in there. But that doesn't mean that Cena's appearances were written in. They just wanted to do business, right? So maybe Cena, it wasn't even his schedule, wasn't that, and they made a bold choice in the storyline and didn't have the dates to back it up or even know where they were going, because maybe they were just selling because Road to WrestleMania sucks. That's what everybody was saying 2 weeks ago before the heel turn, right? And now we did the heel turn, but we're not doing any of the supporting business to really build the heat to get it over. So it does kind of lend credence to this. These guys come in, flexed weight, made a choice, and you guys, they rolled a grenade in the room. Now everybody else gets to deal with the fucking aftermath. Yeah. So I don't know what's true and what isn't, but that does expose some who's in whose camp, if that shit is true, and who really holds weight at the end of the day when it comes to the creative pencil. And I can come in and do final edits and write my shit myself the day. 36 hours is when they announced The Rock before that show, right? They didn't billboard anything going into that.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because part of what I was hearing too, Stevie, was the fact that The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to join him. The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel, and, you know, Triple H fought him. That was another story that I had heard. And if there's any truth to that, I swear to God, bro, I just see Rock freaking punishing Cody, going all the way back to last year when Rock came in and Rock had the idea of it being him and Roman Reigns. And then you had, you know, LaGreca in his pink freaking robe, and things were changed. I swear to God, I feel like The Rock has been giving it to Cody ever freaking since. He makes Cody look bad. He's always one up on Cody. And now I'm hearing he actually wanted to turn Cody heel, but Triple H was the one that kind of got his way. What do you think about that, Stevie, if that's true?
Well, yeah, I think it makes perfect sense, because since the Rumble, we've had drastic creative changes going into WrestleMania where it's usually locked into what you're doing. Some of the stuff has been exciting, like the Cena heel turn, but I remember Rock not too long ago, right before the Rumble, saying WrestleMania is going to be all about Cena because it's his last year. Did I remember that incorrectly? Then all of a sudden, it's not that. Rock's not going to be at WrestleMania. Now Rock might be. There's all these different things that we're not sure. Obviously, it's Cody and Cena at WrestleMania. But, you know, it's just a lot of things. Like you said, that should be the show. At least the documentary leading up to WrestleMania about all these creative fights and people trying to get their stuff in. If they did turn Cena heel at the last second without Hunter really totally approving of it, and now they're not even there to promote the turn they just did, and that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And this really further goes to make that young lady from that movie look bad, because wrestlers don't know who's going to win, apparently, because they're changing finishes the day of the show.
They don't even know if they're booked. What's
yeah, they don't know, right.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. This whole thing just feels just like a just feels like a big cluster. But at the end of the day, Ben, what does it freaking matter? They're selling out Madison Square Garden, and the people are literally going nuts over a dog shit show. This was a dog shit show. I can't even believe, bro, they got the audacity to go back during this show and show some of the classic cage matches to remind us how bad the WWE is now. Is that what you're really trying to do? I mean, Ben, I'm going all the way back to when, once a month on Monday nights, the WWF would be at Madison Square Garden. Monday night, once a month. And, bro, it was star-studded card after star-studded card. And I'll never forget, man, Finkel, before the main event, would give the card to the next show. That. I mean, and that's what you waited for that. You just waited to see what was going to be the card for the next show. And a lot of what happened earlier in that night determined the card for the next show. This was such a big deal. And now I'm watching this show, and I swear to God, bro, everything is a long, drawn-out wrestling match. And we saw the same exact match, the match before. There's no stories. There's no stakes. There's no selling. There's no finishes beating anybody. But yet, Ben, you got this 19, 20,000 people in freaking Madison Square Garden eating this absolute dog shit up.
Yeah, it begs the question, how and why? And have they lowered the standard of their audience and who's coming to the shows? Or is it because in 1980, maybe 1 in 200 people were on the spectrum, and now 1 in 38 are, and they can draw flies to the flame, the moth to the flame. I don't know, man. It just, to me, it's always the numbers argument. They're doing better than ever. If that's what it is, and you're doing that with minimal effort, imagine if you did it correctly. Imagine if you did it at a high level, then you wouldn't even be talking about 2.5 ratings. You'd be talking about 12.5 ratings, and not billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. But I guess that's enough for them and what they want to do and who they're going to work with, the money marks and the new boxing stuff. I mean, Vince is probably involved with that, and that isn't even getting discussed yet, so it's all mailed in, man. But why did you invest in creative if now The Rock can come in and scrub anything anytime he wants to? I'm kind of more interested in, instead of reviewing 8th grade acting and why didn't what's her name get heat on her neck, why didn't Jade go right to the neck on her and she gets away? But the players involved directly, both you guys, The Rock and Triple H. Everyone's like, this is the Triple H era, best time ever, right? Now shit's shaking up. There's got to be a confidence. Are you going to be Team Rock and Nick Khan? Are you going to try and be with Road Dogg and Triple H and be in the middle? And who are you going to buddy up to get your creative over? That all has to be coming if this other stuff is true, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the players involved with that?
Well, that is the show, right? That's what we've always said, especially Out of Touch. All this stuff with progressions and the backstage stuff, you can stay away from the stuff that legally, whatever, but it would have made for a much more interesting show. And this has to be translated. I have no doubt. I would say maybe WrestleMania or after that, now that you said that, are we going to get authority figure Rock versus authority figure Triple H? Are we going to get a brand split again with Rock getting Raw, Triple H getting SmackDown, and maybe getting truly competitive type of brands?